We are better. No, we are better. We are better. No, we are better. Oh, let's settle this. Let's settle this much of our upper body versus lower body. All right, so we're gonna go from one to the other, back and forth, and we'll see who has more fun. All right, so we're gonna get the cardio going here. So we're gonna start off with just a little bit of warm up here. All right, just a little bit because, we might wanna shake this out a little bit before we're gonna try to jump in, pretty big speed here, but we'll keep it pretty quick on the warm up and then we'll jump in. All right, so we've got a cardio workout today. All right, so we focus a lot more often on strength training because that's the thing that's missing. But sometimes you want to get a little bit of burst of cardio, but you may want to do it with a mixed disciplinary style where you're getting the body moving in different ways versus just going for a walk for cardio. All right, so just going for a walk for cardio is lovely, but it's the same motion the whole time. It doesn't challenge your body in different ways, and so you're going to be missing out on some of the benefits there. All right, plus this is going to be more calories per minute than a walk, so that'll be lovely too. All right, so a lot of core mixed in with this. So a lot of these movements involve, some extra abdominal bracing, in order to control that stuff. So it's great for us. All right, go ahead and tap back, reach up. But all that being said, I'm not seeing you while you do this, so you are exercising at your own risk. All right, so I can't tell if you're doing it like crazy or something like that. Just you have to be on top of your form. Make sure you're holding your body in good position. If something hurts, don't keep doing it. Go, check with the doctor or get a session with a trainer like me or something like that to make sure you've got these things right if you're not sure. I want to make sure we're clear that we're doing this in a safe way as we're doing it there. I'm going to try to teach you as much as I can though. All right, kick back, crisscross. So we're going to try to loosen up. We're just checking in with a lot of the body parts when we do this warm up. So shoulders, legs, things like that. The hips, ankles, knees. Just get things ready so that way when it's time to hit the workout, we're less likely to pull something. We've checked in with things a little bit better first. All right? So I'd actually like to try to include some little information about me because I always feel like this should be personal. I'm a personal trainer. We should get to know each other. So here's a picture of me long jumping the other day. I'm trying to help out with the track team a little bit, and for sympathy's sake, I was like, I better actually try to do a couple of these things, so I can be, more understanding as they're trying to do it. And so back in high school, or back in college really, I was a pole vaulter, and I wasn't much of a long jumper. We did long jumps for just for practice for pole vault takeoffs. I could jump like 18 feet. The other day I did 14 feet, and I was like, I have not been training that specifically. You will get better at the things that you train up. All right, so a little Frankenstein walk. All right, so I used to be on a track team with a guy who could jump like 25 feet. And so my 18 feet felt really dinky. But now I wish I had my 18 feet of long jump back. I'd feel very proud of it now, maybe. All right, but that also reminds me of a lot of times, the environment that you're in. I think sometimes I'd rather be a poor player on an awesome team, than be the greatest player on a poor team. So I'd rather be challenged by the people around me. So if you're not being challenged, maybe find some people who challenge you more. And that's not just physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, intellectually, spiritually. You want to try to find people maybe a step ahead of you, and it makes it seem like being that step ahead is where you should be, here. All right, so here's the list. We've got fast hands, fast feet. We've got tantrum scissors, punch and kicks, rotational back fist, rotational kick, rotational plank, rotational squat. All right, so this is gonna be really, really fun. So 1 minute each thing. We're gonna fire through it 3 rounds. All right, so we're in for 30 minutes of fun right here. All right, you let me know when you're ready, Bobby. I am ready to rock. 2, 1. Here we go. Fast hands is down here in the plank. In, out, out. All right. So this is great core stuff as well. You can do it from the knees also. All right. So I'm going in and out in here. You could do this on an elevated surface too. So if you're like the back of the couch or something, you can do that as well. All right. I'm going to go up on my toes here to get more of that plank. So it's really a plank I'm doing right now. And you can go as fast as you have the ability to. If you need a little bit easier, you can shift back a little bit, more like play the drums, if you need to. But But the more body weight you have on the hands, the harder it is. Now I say it's cardio. There's some muscle work in this too. All right. Good total body. Oh yeah, feeling it. I don't know, maybe the upper body's better. All right, now we've got fast feet. So it's an in and out shuffle with the feet here. All right, so definitely good for getting the heart rate up. But my heart already climbed from the hands here, so I think we're doing good. All right. So in, out, out. In, out, out. All right, step on the same spot and then stepping away. Like step wide, step narrow. So sometimes it might be helpful to go narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. So if you're learning this for the first time, might slow it down for a second until you can feel it and then go for a little harder. All right, so get that similar action. So you're gonna see that in these exercises. Similar action coming across there. All right. All right, we're getting there. Almost done. We can speed it up a little bit, maybe. Maybe I'm getting lazy. Try to keep it going. We're at the tantrum. I'll lay down and go this way here. Opposite arm and leg raise. All right. Now I'm gonna keep it nice and tight. Core in, abs pulled in. I want a pony. But you're keeping the core tight. So this is where the abdominals show up again. They're gonna show up a bit today. In fact, almost every exercise has some core in it. About 20 seconds. I'm gonna play the drums out here with my hands. Little kick with the legs. Abs pulled in. Yeah, boy. So I got this opposite arm and leg movement. We're gonna take that, we're just gonna take it up standing, and we're gonna hit right in here. So now I got a standing version of this. Now the legs are really taking over here, right? Arms were the tough part. Now the legs are gonna be a little harder on this. Now I can do this with a tap here too. And so I'm tapping back in there. So if you don't need the jumpy version of it, you can do a tappy version here. All right, a little scissor step or scissor jump right here. So you got the opposite arm and leg still happening here. Like a cousin right here. Wants the same exercise, but working you different. That cross crawl pattern, which is how we walk, how we run, how we do lots of things. All right, good deal. All right, punches. Just straight ahead, going for punches here, right? Now, if I'm doing the good punches, I do get core happening here. Now there's a little bit of pivot in my foot. I can turn my hips a little bit with the punch. Harder punches will require maybe a little more time between punches so you can pivot and turn more. All right, but they do get the heart rate up pretty good too, so it doesn't have to be just crazy fast. All right, I'm gonna err on the side of stronger punches so I get even more core happening in there. If you're actually punching somebody, you gotta ask yourself, would this hurt them right now? You go, well, no. All right, then maybe push it a little harder. So you go, oh yeah, that might not feel good. That might not feel good if I hit somebody with that. All right? But if it looks like you're playing patty cake on somebody, you know, that might not get the heart rate up as much. All right, kicks. Now, my hammies. Ooh, I can feel this. All right, leaning back a little bit, abs in tight. This is gonna be a great workout because my heart rate is up. All right, my heart rate's elevated right now, but I'm getting to work my body in a lot of different ways. Your upper body, lower body, all that stuff happening here. I'm gonna try to lift that knee and push out that kick. So don't just punt that kick. All right, it's not up and down. It's Stay pushing out a little bit more. Just like the punch, as they're reaching out, this kick should have a little bit of reach out to it too. You wanna really tire yourself out. Hold it up for a second. That'll really get it. You gotta flex really good for that. Kicking higher is harder, but make sure you got good technique to do that here. All right, we got rotational back fist. So I'm gonna pivot my feet around. Now, I'm gonna be careful on this one. I don't want you to fling too wide here. I want you to turn with this more. So again, the abs are in, the hips are turning. I almost get ready for the other fist from the other side. Now right here, I can feel this core. As I pivot, as I turn, at that moment of impact, I feel it. Now when you go, you're not going as far as you possibly can. You're stopping right at even, okay? That's to protect your shoulder. If you fling as far as you can, your shoulder's not gonna like it. All right, rotational back kicks, I'm gonna kick, I'm gonna kick. I'm turning. The rotation is my hips turn, all right? And the kick is behind me, all right? I'm just turning where my behind is facing. Try to turn the foot so my heel is facing a little bit in the direction I'm kicking, all right? If you don't, you're gonna twist your knee too much. If you can, try to have your heel as the highest part of the foot. That makes it more like a back kick. Really works the glutes well. And all right, so we got rotational plank here, all right? From here, and then reaching up. Right here, abs are in tight. Can be done from knees also. Could be done up on a couch or something like that, or countertop. Turning my feet a little bit, turning my hips, whole body. Very nice, abs in tight. Trying to let the hips pop up too much. Try to keep the hips low. Again, you see core, right? All right, we have the rotational squat here. Dropping in, coming out, dropping in, coming out. If you can tap the knee on the ground, you can try for it. Not required though. Make sure you pivot on that foot, all right? So you turn in there. Try to stay low if you can. The lower you stay, the more it burns. This is the last exercise of the set right here, all right? So here we are. I feel like we just got started. We're already 1/3 of the way done. The next two sets, we can bring it a little bit better too. If you get tired, you need to stay up a little higher. Do that and just add a little pivot in there. Good, stretching through the hips here. All right, fast hands, all right? Back around here, all right? Now you see, notice a lot of core happening in here. And really the core is what connects upper and lower body. So if we're upper versus lower body, somebody in the middle is gonna be busy, right? Keep those abs in tight. If it gets too hard up on the toes, remember you got knee option. You might be able to go a little faster from the knees. All All right, so if I go knees, I can go a little faster than that. But up here, it's a little harder. A little more resistance. Both can cause heart rate to go up. All right, lighter resistance, faster movement, or a slower movement but a heavier resistance will both get the heart rate climbing. Oh, the core, nice. All right, fast feet. All right, now I can do fast feet a little faster than I can do fast hands. All right, that's because I'm more accustomed to walking on them. Right, I don't walk on my hands as often. That's your hope. She's been doing so many cartwheels, she might be better on her hands. Hope is my 7-year-old. She's a beast. Another reason to stay in shape. I got a few more years I got to keep up with her. All right, narrow and wide, narrow and wide. In, out, out, in, out, out. 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to tantrum this way this time, just for some variety's sake. All right. Abs in tight. Core. Back side of the core too. The upper back, the shoulders, the butt. I still have the abs pulled in too though, okay? Stretching those shoulders out nice. Oh boy, these ones burn me good. Oh, a minute's a long time on a tantrum. You hope your parents give in soon. Come on, come on, I want that pony. That pony, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up till I get the pony. Come on, come on. 12 seconds. All right. Scissor step here. Remember, you can do it with a tappy. All right. Or you can do a jumpy style. All right, I'm gonna go jumpy style because I can get a little bit faster rep, get my heart rate up a little bit more. You can swing your arms a little bit bigger. It gets the heart rate going too. Try to land not too shockingly hard. All right. If it is, do the tap back version instead. If you're feeling your knees too much. I'm not feeling my knees, so I'm fine. If you feel your knees, add it. Add it. Throw big, Jeremy, come on. Go big, go big. Go big, go big. All right, punches. Little pivot in the hips. Keep that heart rate going. Get that good focus. Picture your target if you need to. If you got some frustrations, there you go, bring it. I think a life without frustrations is a life that's about to end. You gotta have frustrations. It's part of being here. You don't have to let it bother you, but they're there. Or you might be more advanced than I am and maybe you've transcended to a higher level of thinking or something. All right, kicks. As a personal trainer, I do get to hang out with a lot of people, and I keep looking for the person who's had an easy time. All right, and I've worked with thousands of people now. I haven't found him yet. Person who's had the easy ride. All right, it's all different. As a personal trainer, I get to see them more often than their doctor, more often than their psychologist, their counselor. You know, we talk life sometimes. Whew. Doesn't have to be easy. Don't wait for it to get easy. Just go after it. Don't kick too high if you don't have control of that leg. All right, you don't want to shock your joint there. Don't snap that knee all the way straight. All right, rotational back fist here. Clear some room, clear some room. Good core on here. So you want to throw some rotational exercise in here because rotations happen in real life. Sometimes you pick something up, you turn and set it down. All right. I get good at that. There's a pivot in the foot as I rotate. All right, so I turn the hips, my foot moves. Remember, choose where you're stopping. Don't just fling it. I'm choosing a stopping point, so I got control of my shoulder the whole time. And honestly, that stopping point is where my abs feel pretty good. You can feel it in there. All right, rotational kick. The core, right, is holding as I do this. The more extension you can get, the more the glutes, the more the abs have to hold. Ooh. Oh, I can feel those buns. Ooh. Somebody's cooking my buns. Ooh. Ooh. Try to have the heel as the highest part of the foot when you reach the end of that kick. All right. Ooh. If you can, pull your toes back towards you. Lift that knee up first maybe and kick it out. Yep, kick it out. All right. All right, rotational plank. All right, right here. Ooh. Nice. Good huffing and puffing, but good total body work here too, right? There's a range of motion happening through my hips, through my shoulders. Core switched on. Really working how to get my body to work together instead of this us versus them stuff, right? Come on. We do better when we work together. 8 seconds. Rotational squat. All right. These last couple are a little bit easier for me. So here my heart rate came down a little bit, but they might be harder for you because the amount of strength for me in squats, I can do a lot heavier squat weights than just my body weight. All right, so it doesn't get as much, but the plank doesn't have nearly as much body movement, so it comes down a little bit there. It's coming up a little bit again right now. Moving the legs does do a lot for your heart rate, all right? Probably does more than your arms a lot of times, all right? Oh yeah, good burn. The legs are burning a little bit. It's a good sign. All right, fast hands. Last set. Ooh. All right. If it starts to get too hard on the wrists, try a different version. At least go back on the, pop on the knees and maybe pop your butt up in the air just a tiny bit. If it's getting too hard on the shoulders or the wrists. All right, but if you can handle it, go keep handling it. Keep handling it. 20 seconds. We got a good sweat going. Good core. Last couple. Woo. All right, fast feet. Oh yeah, wipe the sweat, wipe the sweat. Oh. Nice part about this upper lower body thing is you exhaust one area a little bit, and you get to work the other. But you keep the heart going the whole time. It's pumping the legs now, pumps the arms, pumps the legs. Sometimes they call that peripheral heart action. You can even do that on strength training. And sneak a little more cardio out of your strength training. Oh. Yeah. Let's go, let's do it. Challenge yourself. 8 seconds. All right, tantrum. I don't know, I'll throw his face front again. They're both fun. Whichever way I face. All right, ooh. All right. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh, it's happening. Exercise is happening. Oh boy. Abs in tight. A good challenge means you kind of want to stop. I kind of want to stop, but I'm going to keep going because I want to challenge. I want to work my body. If I go beyond what I like doing sometimes, I get to get more capacity, more ability. All right? What I like doing is sitting in chairs. People don't think that about me, but boy, do I like sitting in chairs. All right? But I choose to keep moving because I want to be able to keep moving. Last couple. All right. All right. Shuffling or the tapping, right? All right. You do the scissor step or the scissor jump. So I increase how far apart my feet get on this, I'll get the heart rate up more too. Even if that may even seem like I'm going slower to do it, a lot of times the extra muscle flexing gets the heart rate up more. If I go big and fast, oh boy, that's for sure got it. All right. Whew. Rotational. Oh no, punches. Don't forget punches, Jeremy. Whew. Oh, I got a good heart rate on that one. Let's keep it going. Reach out and punch somebody. When you're throwing a punch, you want to imagine you're hitting with your pointer finger and middle finger knuckles, all right? And you keep the wrist straight. Don't bend the wrist to throw a punch. It doesn't look very strong, all right? Keep that wrist straight. You bring the elbow up, turn your body, move your shoulders to get that angle right. So you're punching right in. Best way to practice punching is to actually punch something. Hit a boxing bag a few times and bend your wrist funny, you'll stop doing it. All right? What was our kicks? Kicks, jumping ahead, jumping ahead. We're not there yet, we're not there yet. But we're getting close here. Kicking it. Like you're trying to open a door while you're carrying a bunch of stuff. Think of it like it's on the ground Push well through that leg. Push well through that leg. You feel your butt flex a little more. It'll control posture more. It'll tire your butt out more. Let's get a tired butt, that's good. Tired butt's a strong butt, come on. All right, rotational back fist. So you're gonna reach here, go, bam, right there. You can almost reach out here first, and bring it around. And honestly, it's the catch at the finish that gets the most ab work. So if you just let that arm fling, you're not gonna get it. It's also bad for your shoulder, so don't do it. Choose your spot. Right to the side. Make sure you have hip turn. All right, kick. Back kick, turn. Now, those of you who have trouble balancing, good. Do this. Or have a chair near you if you need to. But the struggle is how we improve. If you avoid things that make you feel wobbly, you'll get more wobbly. We're getting there. We're getting there. 10 seconds or so. A little harder. Rotation plank. Finish with some good core here. If you want to make it harder, don't pike your hips up too much. All right. I'll turn this way for this one. Keep that chest out. If you can, use those armpit muscles underneath here. Most people pike up and they end up using their neck a lot. Try to stay down in here. It's better sometimes to go to knees without the pike than to stay on the toes with your hips piked up really high. All right? All right. Squat with rotation here. Wish I stay lower. Try to keep your back fairly straight as you're staying lower. If it's really hard for you, just come up a little higher. Just add a little turn, a little pivot. A little pivoting back and forth. We're almost there. Good finish. 18 seconds. Keep your chest out, your butt out. Oh, we did it. We did it. All right, let's go right to stretch. Because I want to make sure you do stretch. All right. I figure you might want to skip it if we don't go there fast. All right. Pull that knee in. Whew. Get right to it. Make it part of the workout. All right. You will not regret it. Getting things stretched out is part of what makes you younger. The more flexible you are, the younger you feel. So do that work. Oh. Other side. So we're gonna cycle through these stretches here. We got that knee pull in, we got the ankle over the knee, we got the triceps, we got the hamstring, hip flexor, quad, calf, and chest. All right, so we're gonna do 30 seconds on each of those. Let our heart rate come down a little bit. You gotta stop sweating before you take your shower anyway, so you might as well stretch. All right, ankle over the knee. Reach through, grab that bottom leg. All right, pull that towards you. All right, here, Bobby, throw that verse up. I think I can do it while we're stretching. We got a verse of the day here. All right, so it says, honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. All right, to the other side here on the hip. All right. So, honor your father and mother. I'd like to honor them, particularly my mother, right now. All right, because I want it to go well with me. All right, but you know, it can be hard sometimes. You know, like nobody's perfect. You know, so we don't want to be the people who complain about things anyway. All right, I got some pretty good parents though. All right, they've done a good job. All right, let's come on up. Tricep stretch. But how was it? Tomorrow was it? No, Sunday, right? Sunday is Mother's Day. Isn't it always Sunday? All right, get that tricep stretch in. And my mom has given me a gift for many years now. One of the best gifts that she could possibly give me, and that is the gift of taking care of herself. All right, other side. When I was growing up, there was 4 kids in the house. You know, as a parent, I go, man, you got little kids, like, there are beautiful times and there are dark times. You know, you lose yourself in that a bit. You know, she was depressed, she was out of shape, she was not feeling good. I felt that some, all right? And that's one of the reasons why I got into this profession. You know, as I wanted to help people who were in that kind of situation. And obviously, I wanted to help her too, all right? She's my mom. But now, she's been taking care of herself, she is strong. And when she first started, well, I feel like it's 2 decades ago now. You know, she couldn't really do a push-up from her knees. All right? So she was 20 years younger, not even able to do a push-up from her knees. And now she is over 70, and she can do probably about 30 push-ups from her toes. I'm talking clean looking good push-ups. All right? 70 years old. All right? How much time do you think I spend worrying about my mom's health? like very little. Very little time do I spend worrying. And that's a gift that she's given me. That's a gift that she gives me by taking care of herself. All right? So as you think about, you know, is it selfish to do this? You getting yourself in a better place is not going to be a selfish move. All right? Let's get that hip stretch here. Push the hip forward, press the heel back. So you taking care of yourself. You know, like we've all seen examples of people going too far, but most of the people I work with, most of the clients that I have, you know, they're way too self-sacrificing to the point where it actually scares the people around them. You know, like it makes them worry about that person. Because of course, why wouldn't you worry about that person if that person is super important as like a lifeline to you, especially as a kid? You know, as you're gonna worry about the people who are feeding you every day. And you wanna make sure they're still there, especially as you get older and you realize that sometimes they're not. It doesn't stay that way. All right, and so take care of yourself, and it's gonna lower stress levels on everybody. Also, it sets the tone for what life should look like for the rest of us. All right? All right, so we do a quad stretch, grab the ankle, point that knee down. So, you know, my mom and my dad are setting the tone for what life and aging can look like. All right? And you can set a good tone or a bad tone, right? You know? And so if you think about your life right now, if you have kids, blessed, you decide to have kids, blessed to have kids, All right, other side. You know, or if you just had imaginary kids, you know, just, you know, if your kids reached your age and they had your exact life, would you be happy for them or kind of worried about them? All right? And so you got to go, okay, I need to make sure that I'm setting an example of what a good life is. What a good life is has some balance to it. Let's get that calf stretch. Press that heel towards the ground. It has a balance. You've shown that you have friends. You know, you may even have a hobby. You have things that you like to do. You take some time away occasionally, sometimes by yourself, or maybe sometimes just with your spouse. You know, but you're showing this healthy balance. Part of that is how you feed yourself, creating time for exercise. You know, as they see that happening in your schedule, they go, "Oh, this is what adults do. This is what I should be planning on as I age. You know, I should be planning a life that has exercise, a life that has vegetables." All right. Whew. Press that heel down. All right. Hand up on the wall about shoulder head height there. Shoulder down, chest is out, turn away from it. So, hopefully I honored my father and mother well. You know, in there, but there's many other ways we can do that as well. All right. There's actually a few times in the Bible where it actually says something like that, where it says, honor your father and mother, and then it actually has like, here's your benefit. A lot of times it just says do it because it's the right thing to do, but it actually says there's a benefit to you. All right, other side here, turn. Here we are, getting to the end of the workout here, shoulders down, chest is out, turning away from it. So, on Mother's Day, some of us are missing a mother. You know, that can be rough. You know, some of us are didn't have great mothers. That's rough too. We all had a mother, and at some point, if you're at least slightly happy to be alive, you do have something to thank them for. And those of you guys who are blessed with a mother that really was there for you and took really good care of you, you know, hopefully she's setting a stage for you about taking care of herself too. And if she's not, maybe encourage her to. Maybe show her this end of the video here. Remind her, you know, that she is she's valuable. She's worth taking care of because it matters, not just for her, but it matters to you too. All right. So thanks to all the mothers out there. Thanks, Mom. I love you. And let's do a little prayer here. God, thank you for the mothers and any of the mother-like role models that we get to have in our lives. You know, if they're still alive or not anymore, they've passed. Sometimes good or bad. You know, mistakes and everything. You know, help us to honor them. You know, and you said it like there's not just for the benefit to us, that it would go well with us, you know, but you know, if we honor them, we probably have a better chance of being honored by the next generation as well too. So let's continue to strive for our best, realize that we're not perfect, forgive those who came before us who weren't perfect either, and show them love and gratitude. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, amen. All right. Happy Mother's Day, all. Make sure you like, subscribe, whatever. I'm not used to all this stuff, but I'm not trying to grow anything big. I'm trying to help some people. And if you share this stuff with other people by liking, subscribing, commenting, it will get to more people. So please, we're not trying to grow anything big. We're just trying to help. All right. So have fun. Be safe. God bless.